Check, check. Green light. Okay.
How many views do you have on YouTube?
Not very many. Not very many.
Hey, what happens if we make you famous?
We'll say what?
What happens if we make
We
you
can make you
famous?
famous.
That'd be good, but I'm not about the fame.
I am.
Yeah, I don't like being like in the spotlight. I'm not that guy. Like, you don't know how hard it is for me to be up here and talk to you guys. Like, I gotta work at it sometimes. So let's talk about some of these properties so that you know what's going on here, and then I'll give you some actual values so it makes a little bit more sense to you, okay? So sometimes, so if you take a look at this first one here, you've got log base b mn, right? So let's do something like, what the heck? Sorry about that. So let me use a different color here. Let's say you had log base 5 of 3x. Something like that. And they want you to separate it. Well, you see that 3 and x is being multiplied, right? So you can rewrite this as log base 5 of 3 plus log base 5 of x. So you can split up the product. Okay? I'll give you another example. This might not be as obvious. Maybe if I have something like this, which of course I could throw my calculator and do, but maybe you're not allowed a calculator, it's a non-calculated portion. You could break this up as log base 5 of 2 and log base 5 of 5. Excuse me, Mr. Box. You need to move. I've kicked this box so many times, it's not even funny. That was funny. Pásame el bolón. Who had a question?
Yeah, I have a question.
Go ahead.
So I have two questions. What if it was like 12?
Well, if it was like 12, it really depends up to you. So this is where your strategy to try to solve things come up. So you could separate it into being 2 and 3, 2 and 6, 4 and 3. It's however you want and what you want to do with the problem. So all I'm telling you is that you're allowed to do that. As long as you have that same base though, right?
Yeah, so they have to have equivalent bases?
Yeah, the bases would have to be the same.
Why does that say -5?
No, it doesn't. It was the G part, but I erased it because I wrote a 2 and it's not right. Log base 5 of 5. Okay?
So the only thing that changes is the exponent
Yeah, what I'm really doing here, and it's not the exponent, it's the answer piece, right?
or answer.
This is kind of getting split up into 2 factors. That's 2 times 5, so I can go 2 and 5. In this case, I had 3x, well that's 3 and x. So if it's a product, I can separate it into an addition problem. Does that make sense? And if it's a division problem, then I can separate it into a subtraction. So in this case, looking at the second rule now, the quotient one, let's say that I had log base 3 of x over 6 for some reason. That can get split up into log base 3x minus log base 3, 6. Now here you do want to be careful. For the last ones, addition is commutative, right? You can add however order you want. So if you wrote one or the other one, it really wouldn't matter. But with this subtraction one, it does matter. So you always want to put the numerator first and then the denominator. That makes sense? Preguntas, questions on that?
How do you know it's a subtract? Is it just because of the fraction?
Yeah, when it's a fraction, when the answer piece is a fraction, you can put it into the difference of the two. Hi Lane, you better be watching us.
Is he dead?
No.
Is he good?
Have him take some Pepto-Bismol.
Yeah, there's a 7 out.
Some 7. That'll fix him right up. When that's Sprite. Hey, give me a thumbs up if you understand this rule. This one makes sense to you. Cool. I also want to point this out. If they give you a difference like this and they have the same bases, you could also go the other way, right? If you have a difference of two logs with the same base, you can put them together to one logarithm. The next one is my favorite rule because we'll be using it a lot. Well, we've been using it a lot, but it's one of my favorites. Log base 4, let's go x to the third. X to the third. This last one, which is the product rule, just says this. Do you guys recognize this as being a power? This is x to the power of 3. This next rule, which is called the power rule, lets me take this exponent and just kick it to the front. So that would give me 3 times the log base 4 x. You have a pass, PG?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Marky absent again. You ever do something like that? Like you just
I've been
make
doing some of those.
Oh, thank you, man. Oh my god. That's nothing. I went to go get a glass of milk. So I got a glass out of the cupboard, and I went and got the milk, and I put the milk back in the cupboard, and I closed it and drank my milk. And my wife's like, "Are you gonna leave that there?" I'm like, "What are you talking about? The milk was in the cupboard." I'm like, "Oh my god." Okay. Oh, that's even cooler. Okay, so this next rule is kind of nice. You don't really have to worry too much about it. But when I was in college, you guys remember we talked about yesterday there's a log base button, and then there's that log button up front. And I told you, you probably won't use it, but know that it's there. And that's log base 10. So, let me show you this here. So let's say we had log base 5 of 16. Okay? Before, there was no log base button. That you go math, log base, and then I could put that number on the bottom and the one that goes on the top. We had to resort to this button, the one that just says log by itself. And what we had to do was use this rule called the log base change formula. Does that make sense? Who has this? Where did I take it from? You? Here's the way that we would have to do this problem. Since we only have the log button, we would have to turn this into a quotient. And the way that I remember doing it is simply if I made a fraction, it would end up like this. It would be log of 16 divided by log 5. And I can make this base any base I wanted. Because there's no number there, what's the base right now? 10. So I want to show you that because I don't want you to just take my word for it. Oh, it did open. Cool. So I want to show you all of that real quick here. So let's clear this up. Clear. Math. Up. Log base, right? What did I put up there? What was it, 5? Log base 5?
16.
Log base 5 of 16?
Yeah.
So here, check this out. So here is nothing. I didn't put numbers in there. I thought it was going to read my mind.
You silly.
So there's log base 516, 1.72222. We didn't have this feature when I was in college. Like ours were old calculators, and all we had was that log button. Here's what we had to do. We had to go log 16. Remember I said if you cut it like that, the 16 ends up on top, and then divide that by log 5 and close that. And then here's what we would get, which is exactly the same thing. So we had to do the quotient of that. Does that make sense? Now this is even cooler because this is called the base change formula. Let me show you this real quick here. This is called the change of base formula. That means that once I've converted it into that ratio, I can make the base any number that I want. Isn't that true, Adisha? Any number that I want for the base. Here's what I mean. Now that I do have this button, said this button. Here, check it out. I'm gonna make the bases to be 8. It's still gonna be 16 over 5, right? Divide. Actually, let's not do that. Let me clear this, and I want to do like this, because I want you to see it. So math up, log base 8, 16, and on the bottom, I've got math, log base 8, and what's this one? 5. You see how I changed the base? What was it before? What was my base before? What was my base here? 10. What's my base here? It's still the same, 16 to 5, right? Check out the answer. That's cool! So that allowed us to do a bunch of different, it's more steps. I'm just going to use this one. But I wanted to show you that if you needed it to be like in a base 3 or a base 55, I don't know why you would. But you could do that with the base change
I
formula.
could do 1 million then?
You want to try it out?
Yeah, I do actually.
You'll find out tonight when you do your homework. Oh, you're gonna make me put all these inserts in there, huh? How about 100? Will you be satisfied? Okay. That's a lot of zeros. Okay, so now my bases are 100, and it's still 16 over 5. What do you think that answer is gonna be? Isn't that cool?
Why doesn't it change?
Well, sometimes you're going to have problems that have different bases, and you're going to want them to be the same so you can simplify it as much as possible. Why would you want, if you're going to add 3/4 and 1/3, why would you want the bases to be the same? Or, sorry, not the bases, the denominators.
Because you have to have denominators.
Right. So, if we're going to be adding, subtracting, multiplying logarithms, I want them to have the same base. Because then I can put it together, remember? Plus plus is a product. Yeah. No, that was just like an extra FYI, which is really cool because now you can pick anyone you wanted. So if you wanted to be goofy, you could do that. Like before, it mattered to us. It was important that we knew that. Right now, you just have a button. You're like, but there's things that we had to do. But technology's getting all crazy and stuff. So what? All right, cool. Here. I'm going to have you simplify some logarithms. Try it on your own first. What would this become here, huh? Try to simplify this.
Wait, what was base
That's negative.
I'll come.
Okay, I got it.
Okay, cool. So here you go. Simplify this to be one logarithm, please. Not the answer. I don't want the answer. I just want one logarithm. Use those formulas that I just gave you to simplify this. What?
Isn't it just log?
No, I didn't hear. All I heard was you talk, say something. Did you have a question? Oh, there's a match.
I divided it. I didn't know you were
Monte? Because Monte you make the clothes, don't you? Monte? I'm just kidding.
You did? He irritated.
This side, so I was doing that. It was the wrong side.
You said to use any
Log base.
Wait, which one is it?
No, just do it by hand. You don't have to do all that. You can do it at work. Is it one of these? You're doing too much work.
Alright, all I did was simplify.
Look at this one right here. If it's a difference, what can
I'm goofy.
I'm gonna say 4. So then 32. What's 32 over 2?
So it's this one.
Oh, because you have a quotient. That's why you threw me out. Yeah. Get rid of that. There it is. That threw me out.
Because I was wondering if it was one of those. No, because I was was thinking it was either that one or this one. Like it was that wasn't a quotient, it was like a slab. Like,
Oh. Here's my
just
two
walk
options.
out, yeah.
No, well, I just gave you some rules right now. Let me stop everybody. Hairspray! Let me stop you guys right now before you get hurt. I gave you 3 properties a minute ago, right? One was if it was a product, I could split it into pluses. What am I talking about? I could split it up into addition problem, right? If it was a quotient, I could split it up into a subtraction problem. Okay, wait a minute. This is a subtraction problem, which means I can condense it to be a quotient, right? So this, log base 4, would be 32 over 2, which becomes log base 4 of 16. And now I've simplified it. Now here's a question. What's the exponent on 4 that gives me 16? What exponent on 4 will give me 16? Yeah, so this is just equal to 2. Yep.
Well, that's what I got it for, like, put it in the calculator.
Good. Yeah, if you put it in the calculator to give you 2. But I need you to go through this process first. Condense it, and then you can think about it this way. Christine, you have a question? No? Okay.
What would we put in the homework?
Well, it'll ask you, it'll say, write it as a 1 logarithm, or it'll say solve it. If it says simplify, it'll probably be this. If it says solve it, it's going to be that. Give me thumbs up if you're okay with the question. Go. Huh?
Well,
No, because now that is.
I know.
that's the only way I know.
Yeah, but like, you just said like, do this, and then I was like, wait.
Okay. You need something, Paige?
Munoz. How'd you get some?
What's the exponent on 4 that gives me 16? Because remember, that's all we're asking for, right? When we see log, it's asking for an exponent. So the question is, what's the exponent on 4 that gives me 16? What? Ready? Oh, she's not even here, so not funny. I was gonna be like, Justice, come on, man. Don't tell her I said this though, but I love how she just smiles. It's like a big old smile when they're just like, it just makes me happy. Don't tell her that though. And then she go and talk about me to say stuff. Justice. Yeah? Try this. Simplify this, please. Take a look at those 3 rules. See which ones you can use.
It's the first
you're halfway there.
I know, but we'll still do that.
That's for me to know. You can find out.
So that's X.
What is-
Are you sound like you're gonna stop?
No. You alright? You alright?
Do I have to add them?
Oh,
My God.
I think it'll make me happy.
let me take a look at some more.
That's crazy.
Okay.
I was going to, but.
See, I saw this and I know it's this one.
Okay, so.
That's what it is. Okay, hairspray. In this problem, you can't combine them until it's just logged with no numbers up front. So, wasn't there a rule that allowed me to take numbers that were up front and move them to the other side? The quotient, sorry, not the quotient, the power rule, right? Remember the power rule let me put this here?
Yeah.
I could also go the other way, couldn't I? So on this problem, I'm gonna write this as log base 2 x to the 6th plus log base 2 y to the 5th. Good. So I've used one rule so far. Give me thumbs up if you're good on that. That made sense.
Yeah.
Okay, we're not done though because it's still not simplified, right? Okay, this is the sum of two logs. I can rewrite them as a product. As a product, correct? So my log base is going to be the same. And now I have the product of x to the 6th times y to the 5th. And there it is. Right? Just slop them together.
What do you mean with that? Oh, yeah.
Can you finger paint this? We're getting finger painted?
Oh, yeah, I have to get.
Oh, yeah.
Finger painted.
Yes, exactly that. Because I turn 18 tomorrow, Munoz.
So where are you on?
No.
That can be tried as an adult.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
But, so I can't legally be around the kids unless I'm fingerprinted and I'm clear, basically.
Oh, that's right.
So I had to get a state ID in order to do that because they wouldn't just take my picture.
Hey, you want my CDA? You want my CDA? My Child Development Associate? It already expired.
I have my first aid certification and my food handler certification. I have to get this ID because they won't take my birth certificate, social security card. Like they needed.
They have some very specific criteria.
Yeah, I was
All right, you guys ready? Yeah. All right, Asia, this one's for you. Simplify this, please. Simplify this, please.
Would you be wrong?
No. Just say, watch it be right. Be on the positive side. You can do it. Yes, you can. I believe in you.
Alright, well, I'm done. Come look. Sorry.
You have to.
I know, but like. Wait, do you multiply them or add them?
X1. X1. The first one. Multiply.
And then he made it do like 100. And then he started making it do like
At least look at her lips.
Yeah.
Oh.
What is
Girl.
yeah, we barely got enough time.
Oh, I did this one.
We're not
I'll show you a little bit.
He's not even-
Okay,
Next one.
so this, thank you. This is the sum of two logarithms, right?
Yeah.
This is the sum of two logarithms. If you want to make it one, then you're kind of doing it backwards type thing, using the rule in reverse. So it's going to be what's it become? If it's a sum, it's going to turn into a product. So it's going to be log base 4, 5x times 3x. So log base 4, what's 5 times 3? 15. What's x times x? There you go. There you go.
Yeah. No.
The other last one.
Yeah.
Mr. Mook, wait, no. Yeah, actually I was.
I'm asking him, bro.
You got it?
Well,
Awesome. Good job.
No, I said come look at it.
Come look at it with my 4 eyes.
Because we're not gonna be able to.
You're pressing that one.
bro, that's what I'm saying. Like, bro, he's just like, he's like, alright, go work out. I'm like, bro, go work out. You're not just gonna go fucking do it.
He's trying to make us max out the last three.
You guys are so cute. You
I
guys
know.
are not
That's
cute.
just
Like,
stupid. Like, my nigga, you literally go from 10 reps to 8 reps.
Yeah, I was like,
What kind of workout is that? Like, make up your mind.
So,
You can't do both.
Deja,
You either gotta go
hairspray.
high reps or low reps.
So this is just kind of to mess around a little bit. If I wanted to, I could kind of split this up a little bit, and I'm just showing you some of the rules at play here. This could become log base 4x squared, right? I could do that, but then I could also go ahead and take this further, because this is an exponent. I can kick it to the front, and it would be 2 times log base 4 of x. So it has to be an exponent for me to bring it to the front, or to bring it back to the top.
Yeah, so how do you know it's an exponent or not? Like, they're always like, it looks so confusing. Wait, so if I
Well,
put that into the thing.
You have 3 different types of script here. You have regular text, right? Which is log x. You have subscript, which is lower, and then you have superscript, which is higher. And the superscript are your exponents. Yeah, because I'm writing it and you can't see it very
When I
well.
was like that, like the last problem, like I didn't know why it was like the problem.
Yeah.
I was so confused. I was like,
I should put a line paper background on it. You want me to? Hold on. I can do that. Hold on. I can do that. I can do that. I can do that.
that's why I don't write nothing down. That way-
Shut up. Whatever. He said because there's no. Oh, that's too big.
You see what I'm saying?
There we go.
This shit look like it.
It looks like the
That is the kindergarten stuff.
third gate.
So you guys can.
Yeah. You know when you got like the uppercase letters had to go all the way to the top.
Oh, with the cursive?
Yeah. I never.
No,
learned
they don't
cursive,
even
so
teach
it's
that.
tough.
Yeah, they do.
No,
It
they
depends on the
never
teacher.
They teach cursive in 3rd grade. They taught me like 3 days. I learned how to do an A and that's it. I don't know how to do cursive.
Really? The only different day?
Yeah, I don't know how to do
Because
cursive.
other girls do some
Cursive is
cursive.
like a thing.
Wait, what's
What are you talking about? It is a thing.
I mean, we've never been taught, like not like
Yeah,
how
not
you
like
guys
you
were.
guys. Y'all don't even know cursive. I was asking the class.
write in cursive.
Do you? Let me ask you a question.
How to write a Q? How to write a Q in cursive?
No, I'm not.
Did I already ask you
Want me to
guys?
show you? Want me to show you?
No, I already showed you. Cheater. Cheater. Alright. Hairspray.
Damn, son.
Write this in expanded form, please. Write this in expanded form.
My feelings.
So, my feelings are hurt.
That hurts my head.
Here, go write quarter in cursive. Yeah, like a quarter, like 25 cents.
I won't do it on the board. So like,
Wait, 25 cents for what?
quarter.
He wants to write cursive.
Right
So I said, go ahead and write the word quarter.
I don't know how to do a Q though. That's different.
Okay.
Like I can
Can I get a
like short.
I got it.
Ah, dude. You know what you did with that? You brought bad memories. I will still remember this. He was a fireman. He was a substitute in my 5th grade class. And he says, I'm going to do a trick. It's called una mano. And we thought it was like, oh. But he says, here's what we're going to do first. He says, I'm going to make a deal with you. I'm going to take a piece of paper, and I want you to put it into 4 equal pieces. And if you do, I'm going to give you 3 quarters. You know what this one did? So I was all like, man, I want, you know what this one did? I want 3 quarters, right? So I took my paper, I was real careful folding it, and I cut it real nice, and I cut it again real nice. So I got my 4 equal pieces of paper, and I was like, here you go. And he's like, huh. And he gives me back 3 of them.
Yeah. That sounds about right.
He traumatized me. I still remember that guy with his una mano. Okay, you know what una mano was? He got on the table and he balanced himself on one hand. That was impressive, but the 3 quarters thing.
He said what?
He lost points with the 3 quarters.
That serious?
It was.
75
You should have seen all of us. We were all like raging, dude. Like, no, that's not what you said. You don't be playing with kids and money, man. Trying to go to that ice cream truck. Let me get a next thing.
No, I used to get the big this one. That's what I got too. You just walk by me and
Well, you guys are halfway there. Keep on.
halfway there. Are they both square?
Keep going. Good job. Keep going.
What?
They're both square, aren't they?
Keep going. No. What? No.
Keep
Keep going. Keep going. You can do it.
We can never try.
do what? It?
I don't even know. This one is from like.
Alright, what do you think?
Keep going. I remember my first English word.
Ever since I ate that,
First word I learned in
because they were like, you won't eat this peanut butter.
The reason why I remember it is because I told my dad.
He's like, I'll give you $5.
$5?
Yeah, I was like, I bet. I shoved that bitch in my mouth.
to me.
Bro, I got scared. I was there
You know, you speak
for
Spanish to
like
me, you speak around me. You can talk whatever language you want in school, but you can
all
talk
the
Spanish
things
to
just
me.
exploding in my mouth. Like when I was well, like, it was peanut butter and jelly, bro. So, like, there was like hella fun.
Oh, okay.
Because it was a fresh one.
Oh,
Yeah, pause.
Pause. Oh, I know what he's talking about. The first one. Like this.
What happened to your base? Oh, there isn't one. Okay. That should be not a four, that should be a
Who knows?
Yeah, log wire. That's it. But you're halfway there. Keep going. Yeah, but keep going. You're not done.
Who knows? I think I got it.
You're expanding it, not compressing it. You were good at the beginning when you had the minus one, but you weren't done expanding it yet. Or breaking it up more. Think about it a little bit.
How's he about? Oh, yeah. You think you want to get log 2?
Got that, and then
That means you just I'm seeing a lot of this, guys. I'm seeing a lot of this.
Backwash, yeah.
That's good stuff, but you're not done.
Go.
Good stuff, but you're not done.
Hey,
Thank you.
log
What's up?
4 minus log x minus
Yes,
log
we're gonna try
y.
this. That's why. Last year we used to dial 9 to dial out, and now we took it out. Well, technology took it out. Well, we're pushing 9, and the extensions are like 1, 1, 2, 3. So that dials you to emergency. So now to dial out, we have to dial 6 instead of 9. But yes, straight 911 will take you to the popo. Hairspray. I'm going to show you what this is supposed to be, and then do your exit ticket. You guys ready?
Yes.
There you go.
What'd I tell you? Oh my God.
Did you?
Yes, I told him.
You really did get it.
Yes, sir. What's
Alright,
your name again?
alright.
Justin.
Courtney, where you at?
That feels good,
Alright,
huh?
I'll start real quick.
Shut up, Deja.
I did it.
I really did think he was gonna do that. I really did.
Bro, I just guessed it.
Do the exit ticket, please.
I don't know what to say.
Thank you, Lord.
I'm gonna lose it.
You see why up here?
You know why?
You see why it's the bottom one?
God told me.
Yeah,
Oh, God,
because it's like
Yeah, bro.
all separated.
He's like,
This is a product, right? So I can put it into some.